but that is also a very greedy jungler, which actually doesn't do anything in the previous game regardless.
Yeah, like, I don't think Ling is a really good assassin, especially in this particular patch. He takes so long to ramp up, especially when nowadays games are really getting really short, right? You really need to win games like within the next 6 minutes mark. If you don't get a snowball out of that, Ling generally takes way too long to scale.
So they could, however, play a super early kind of game. Side lanes, fighters, completely funnel everything over to Ling, but that is also kind of like an all-in kind of situation.
Yeah.
Super all-in.
It is really gambling, and I don't like it when you're taking chances like this.
But it's yawn.
I don't like going big, going home. I just want to go home.
Just he wants to stay small and go home. But anyways, let's take a look at the drafting phase right now. We already have the Lancelot and the Hayabusa taken away. Coach Batoy identified all of that. That's goodbye to Yon's powerful comfort. Heroes.
Finally, we see Kingdom Esports takes away the CC like what Team Evo did. That's also going to be a Baxia ban right here.
Full jungle ban.
Yeah, almost full jungle ban except for the Grok and also Yutong. And now this is something that Yon can perform quite well. There's going to be Yushin Shin. And, I always, throughout the whole regular season, I'm like, no, Yushin Shin is a very bad hero in this patch.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
I keep saying that. Yep. But right now, looking at how Yon likes to play, I'm like, yes, boy, you go get this.
You go. Now, with the Yushin currently picked up, as well as a response with a Gatokacha and Fredrin. The Fredrin actually came in as a little bit of a surprise to me because the opponent's jungle has already been picked out. You have the option to actually pick up a Kimi for yourself. But the thing about Kimi is also because of the fact that you have a pretty weak wave clear in the early stages. It takes time to really ramp up. So right now, both teams, they want to play for team fight. With a Farsa as well as the Yve. Gatokacha drafted for Evo, so they have an answer to Yve. At this point in time, Kingdom have got no answer for the Yve as of yet. Sorry, no answer to the Farsa as of yet.
Yeah, I agree, right? The Farsa could just slam down the feather airstrike. If the Yushin misplayed or mispositioned, sorry, I was chewing on IT bubbles earlier just now. If you sidestep incorrectly, you're gonna get slapped by the face by the feather airstrike. All of a sudden, your glass cannon of a Yushin Shin is already gone. So it's really up to the timing that Yon enters these fights, and he has to start perhaps using FMM's real world manipulation, hopefully with the first last insanity to kind of set up the whole fight, but not use that last insanity to basically finish off people.
The night sky tells
goodbye to Alice and Esmeralda. Seems like the way that KE has is because of the Xbox and Yve, they want to go full on zone control and all that jazz. Harif sounds like a very viable pick for the side of KE, but they also need to find an answer for the Farsa, as I mentioned before. Some kind of oops. Yuzhong currently is still okay, never mind, it's banned straight off the bat.
Team Evo right here, you know how they're gonna how they ban this away. They ban away the Alice, they ban away the Esmeralda. This is a clear sign Team Evo wants to go for the Harif right here, but okay, I take that back. They're opening up right here. They're gonna go for Uranus.
Uranus XP is good. I find that Uranus XP is good. At least you have a very good way to uphold your Radiant stacks without the need to go to your jungles and all.
Okay, we're gonna go for a Ruby gold lane. Xborg in the EXP, Hylos in the roam. And technically speaking, this is a decent draft coming out from the side Kingdom Esports, right? You've got real world manipulation, you've got good hooks to pull people back, you've got the glorious powerful to slow people down if they are trying to get out of the box. And then you leave it to the Mountain Shocker and the Last Insanity. Finally, this is a good draft coming out from the side of Kingdom Esports. If you take a look at Team Evo right here, that's going to be a Claude for the side of Van to be selected. And finally, we get to see, something more traditional coming out from the side of Team Evo. And that's exactly what I want to see in day number 1. Unable to see that in day number 2.
So now it's going to be a point in time where the Claude joins in and... this is pretty late game centric. Evil does have an insurance to the late, while KE wants to play in the early game with a XP fighter, gold lane fighter as well. I would like to believe that KE can play a good early, with Evil not having much answers to it. The only problem is the Farsa. If if KE allows the Farsa to go ham, then unfortunately, Evil will have very good zonal tools.
Yep, so we're gonna load up into the game, ladies and gents. This is gonna be a Flying Cloud map. So which means that when you talk about like getting things into position, Kingdom Esports has a lot more resources to really go there, right? Like, imagine Flying Cloud when you're playing a defensive role. You can Flying Cloud right into a good position for the side of Ruby, the high loss, and even to a certain extent the Xbox. So I would say Team Evil, if they go for a solid offense, they also need to really watch out on these crazy maneuvers, especially when you're fighting on the enemy side of the map.
And such, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. We are going to be going into the Land of Dawn once again. Of course, both junglers starting off at the purple buff. Going to be exiting the jungle onto the opposite side. One to the gold, one to the XP. And this generally gives us a very good idea as to what their rotation is going to be and where their priority is going to be at too.
Talk about the wave clear. Sorry, I'm just really chewing on the IT. I'm just enjoying this thing way too much.
Stop it.
Why? It's drinks. Nice drinks to watch the show as well.
Very distracted.
I am. I'm easily distracted, abstract. You know me for years.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Sorry, the bubble just actually almost fell off my mouth.
Okay. Well, either ways, here we go. 1 minute into the game, let's talk a little bit more about lane priority, Jace.
Alright, lane priority in the gold lane, it is going to be a very neutral lane. Vent is going to take a long time, so as you know, your typical fighter gold lanes, you want to start rotating as quickly as possible, especially for the side of Grand. And then after that, you've also got Export going up against Uranus. Export should be able to handle the Uranus really well, and also, in fact, I would say Drinsanity has a lot more priority compared to Gear, but Gear can rotate faster if he ignores the minions.
As we continue to move on as well, it does seem like Evil do have a pretty strong backing within of the river. They are right straight out being kind of aggressive, and the fact that they are poking out Lolzy and putting him down to such a low HP before the turtle leaf response, it actually is a telltale sign that Evil will gain enmity against the turtle.
Yep, Sailor is the one that picks up the level 4 first, already on site at the turtle pit. Lolzy, on the other hand, has to go for the law in order, but he's instantly getting melted down. FMN goes into real one manipulation. Yon sneaks away the turtle right underneath Team Evil, and Jinsani continues to burn down Aether. First blood for Kingdom Esports.
There's an expected outcome for the side of Kingdom, with the turtle being slain by Kingdom themselves and even getting a kill for themselves. Evil now is going to be finding themselves behind for a tad bit, with 1,000 gold behind.
Yeah, Team Evil needs more time to come back to Kingdom Esports. That's the power of your side lane fighters, right? And also, the FMM setting up the real world manipulation in a truly astounding manner. It is also Lolzy that takes away the feather airstrike for the side of Sailor, and all of a sudden, in that particular team fight, Team Evil ran out of steam first.
Ultimately, the way that Evil wants to play is just jump right in, and it does seem like indeed they will.
You see how Lolzy is just one-track mind, just chasing after Sailor, just trying to deny the feather airstrike out. So Kingdom Esports playing to their winning condition, right? Just push Sailor away from the feather airstrike, and then they win the fight.
So far, we haven't really quite seen Grant got out of the lane just yet. The beauty of fighter gold lanes is that they have superior wave clear. Of course, I mean, going up against the Claude is actually not that superior because of Blazing Duet at all. But mobility is something that we will want to see. Kingdom Esports have the opportunity to always play as a 4-man composition, and they will always be able to trump over the 3-man composition from the side of Evil.
The best part about a fighter side lane is that you also add on more CCs, right? Usually fighters has a lot more crowd control that really enables Yon to really perform. And I think it's something to show for the side of Kingdom Esports. Holding on the second Team Evil. Oh, better airstrike from the side of Sailor as well. The members from the side of Kingdom Esports. Lolzy, the main target from the side of Team Evil. Yon stepping forward about the shotgun. FMN picks up powerful. The glorious pathway leading the Kingdom Esports to certain glory as Yon just slides and dies onto Aether. The bonk guy is gone as Yon picks up a double kill. A snowball starting for the side of Yon.
I think that was a very small mistake from the side of Evil, which eventually gave that snowball potential over to the side of Yon. At one point in time, Aether is just unable to be saved anymore.
Man. when a Yushin Shin starts to have a great game and Yon is starting to feel himself, man, this is really good for the side of Kingdom Esports. However, Team Eva, on the other hand, they really need to try to find a better way. Hope to hunker down as quickly as possible and go for late.
Evil now have to understand how to cut their losses. Aether was not savable at that point in time. Sayla could have made a full-on retreat without poking out the enemies. That way, Sayla would not have suffered a death at that point in time and giving a double. That double actually means quite a lot over to the side of Yon, unless they're trying to, on purpose, build up a bounty over the side of Yon.
Shocker lost insanity, one-bar combo. Yon picks up another kill. That's extremely going well for the side of Yon. Ven, on the other hand, that's not very ideal for a Claude. You don't want to lose your life in the early game, especially this one. You're going to limit your farm.
This game is going on curve for Kingdom Esports. This is an early game composition that they would want to be able to excel all the way until 12-15 minutes into the game. Their objective is to be able to get at least 5,000 gold lead by 10 minutes. That is the way that they will be able to force Evil in a slower gameplay, at least for the Claude.
Bot lane cracked open for the side of Team Evil already. Kingdom Esports unlocking their fullest potential around the map. Yon is already unlocked. Just take a look. Hunter Strike already secured. If he's already feeling confident about it, he could easily go for a Sky Piercer, but he's going in a little bit safer. Ven this time around last insanity. The I'm Offender being used to tag onto Ven. Ven is struggling to find any form of farm.
This is actually a very interesting goal priority for the side of Evil. Because right now, the XP lane and the gold lane have similar farm. While in this meantime, Sayla is actually tanking quite a bit. He is actually one of the main important players of this team at 7-8 minutes of the game, and he doesn't have a lot of gold to play around to really burst the enemies down.
Right now, Team Evo, they can only focus on this one. They need to focus onto Grant, but Grant is just literally saving and absorbing so much HP. The members for the side of Team Evo just tunnel vision as Grant sidesteps. He tried to outplay Team Evo, but he will not be able to do that as Kingdom Esports will lose Grant, but they secure a top side and also a turtle for themselves.
That actually means quite a lot, considering the fact that 4 members is required to kill Grant, and it is not an instant kill at that.
So many resources being burned out just for one Ruby. Yeah. I mean, yeah, technically speaking, that's a Ruby gold lane. The only consolation prize for the side Team Evil is that bottom lane takedown, but they lost 2 first-tier turrets.
I think that is still fine. They're trying to get a little bit more out of the map to propel themselves forward. And good thing is, Ven is the one that got that kill. I'm not too sure when is Sayla's power spike gonna be, but that could be a possibility that maybe like 2-3 minutes after Sayla have his power spike, that is when Ven will have his. So there is a very small gap between Sayla and Ven, but that also means that Evil will pop off so much later.
Yeah.
Estimation for Evil to have a fighting chance against Kingdom? Nah, not 12 minutes at this point anymore. At this point, it's 15.
Wow. Yeah, because like, you know, Sayla needs his items, right? And Sayla is if Sayla keeps focusing down on low Z, that's not his main target. His main target is actually Yon. But if Yon goes in with the Mountain Shocker and then just focuses down on Sayla, Sayla is in a whole lot of trouble. Yes, the glowing one is secured by him, but he definitely needs more because FMM is going the mile.
Okay, he's catching up now. The main thing is Sayla is catching up now, and that is the most important thing. We still have most of the farm that is actually credited over to Yon at this moment as we speak.
Law and Order onto powerful AOG. Don't know where he's trying to land there. He's actually landing in the middle of the side of Kingdom Esports. Members with the side of Team Evil try to reinforce, but they have to leave. Powerful to death, giving over the side of Kingdom Esports in a silver platter.
6-1 with a 2.5 thousand goal lead in favor of Kingdom Esports, with the Lord is currently able to be spawned down bottom. We talked about a little bit of that cross-map plays, and that's something that Kingdom Esports doesn't really quite have at this point in time. So they're gonna have to really watch out for the Claude that is farming up to the top lane, trying to go for a little bit of split push, because Evil knows they don't have got a way to contest this Lord.
Yeah, the punching bag for the side of Team Evil for now. Losing concentration, trying to get on away. I like what Team Evil is trying to do, using Ven to really go for the split push right here, and that's probably the best case scenario, right?
And in fact, that is 2 turrets taken down in favor of Evil for that Lord. So now the next priority for Evil is to be able to defend this middle lane T1, which is actually quite a tall order.
The Lord should be going up either on the side lanes or the side of Team Evil, right? Kingdom Esports, sorry, Team Evil is literally throwing everything they can, even using the feather airstrike from the side of Sailor to wave clear the mid. The mid needs to stand as long as possible for Team Evil to have a slight fighting chance.
They need their jungle after all. The moment that they lose their T1 in middle lane, the amount of jungle camps that they can score for themselves dwindle down all-time low.
Glorious Pathway slowing down Sailor and also Van, the members from the side Kingdom Esports lay down siege in the mid, but the Lord still rampaging down bot, slowly pillaging the Mountain Shocker. Kingdom Esports, they take down the Bastion for the side of Team Evil, and they're looking at mid once again.
Very good zoning pathway from the side of Longzy.
Love it.
Forces the rest of Evil to move back without the need to really put himself at jeopardy of dying. Because he's literally proxying between two turrets. It will put him in a tough spot if everyone else from Evil decides to jump on him.
The Lord charges down bot, will do a decent chunk of damage on the bot side. Mid lane for the side Team Evil also receive some form of chip damage as well. Gran is holding on to his Arm of Fender just a little. Mountain Shocker will activate scouts out everybody, but remember from the side of Kingdom Esports just using all the ultimate to zone, and now they put Team Evil almost on a lockdown back in their base.
All 5 of them is now going to be going on full retreat, but Longzy catches one.
Catches one, but Longzy this time round, powerful. Better extra from the side, Sailor to output some for the damage. Gear going in, dive with the vengeance, and also the Ionic Blaze trying to slow people down. Real world manipulation from the FMF. We'll be able to just trap members on the side of Team Evil. They should have fight inside the box, and Kingdom Esports wrap them up like a perfect Christmas gift, and they pick up a double kill for themselves.
Before Aether went down, at least he did manage to get a nice little bonk down onto Longzy. That's something. Yeah, it's a 3-for-2 trade. And to be honest, that 3-for-2 trade is actually a lot favorable for Evil, only if they're able to defend every single one of these inhibitor turrets that they control.
Holy defense should be popped very easily right here. Sailor using the feather airstrike just to do something right there. But Team Evil bought some time for themselves. Kingdom Esports, on the other hand, they are escalating out of control. Grand already picks up the Demon Wings right now. It's going to have a lot more survivability going into these fights. But that was a very interesting handshake of a team fight coming out from the side of Team Evil.
So remember that I mentioned about 15 minutes. There is still about 3 more minutes until Evil would generally be able to pop off and be a little bit more crazy. Now, we've got Claude already with 3 items. It's good enough for him to deal substantial amount of damage. And in fact, this is the second Lord. They are about 3.4 thousand gold behind only. And remember, I mentioned that by 10 minutes, Kingdom Esports needs 5,000 gold.
Yes.
The fact that Kingdom didn't reach that point in time, that means Evil will have a slightly better curve into the later stages. Instead of 15, I think we're dropping it down to slightly about 14 minutes around there.
Geneva Convention? No, that's just a Geneva suggestion. Drinsanity just opened up some of these bushes right there from the side using his flamethrowers, and that's absolutely wonderful for the side Kingdom Esports as they solidify the position around the Lord Pit Abstract.
As such, we do have the enmity that's currently directed over to the side of Kingdom Esports. Evil comes in, intercepts the Lord, did manage to put the Lord down to lower than half HP, but with a quick little reset, it does seem like the rest of the members of Kingdom Esports, they suffer a little bit with the fact that Gear is right behind of them.
Mountain Shocker will review. Powerful's positioning is not very mysterious anymore, and now Gear stepping forward just a little bit. Not too sure why Kingdom Esports is hesitating right there, because take a look at bot lane is actually leaning in the favor of the side of Team Evil. This dance goes even longer. Kingdom Esports really need to stop hesitating.
Gear is creating really good pacing and spacing between him and the enemies. I absolutely love that. It's just pulling Kingdom Esports towards the center a little bit, clear the wave just a tad little bit, and this actually creates a lot more opportunities for Evil to be able to come in between and kind of pincer against Kingdom Esports.
Consecration already up for the side of Gear, already immediately popping that up. Team Evil trying to drag the Lord's attention towards their side of the map so that they have some form of better positioning. By Yon activating Mountain Shocker, looking for a target. Longzy as well, zoning it out. Aether down low just a little bit. Don't forget, this is where his bonk damage is going to be extremely high, but he's saving on, he's holding on to it. Kingdom Esports is not engaging these fights.
All 5 members of Kingdom Esports, they are slowly playing it out, but they don't have a lot of information.
Glorious Pathway will lead them all the way to the side of Sailor. Van picking up the Lord for Team Evil finds some time for the side of his team, but Sailor losing his life as well. Powerful using the AOG to just get on all the way right there, but it is going to be theft achieved by the side of Team Evil, taking that Lord away from Kingdom Esports.
As much as the fact that Kingdom Esports had a great run in the early stages with the snowball potential that Yon have got, but I think that they didn't really quite manage to push the advantage well enough. As such, with the Lord that's credited over to the side of Evil, and the and the fact that they have a little bit of that Lord advantage, we are entering the 15 minutes mark where Sayla and Van can potentially be able to deal some good damage.
Yeah, and this is the timing that Abstract Q identified himself. Aether trying to drag the members from the side of Kingdom Esports. Already committed in the Mountain Shocker right now. Kingdom Esports has to back off and go for the defense instead. Team Evil with this Lord should be able to at least crack up in mid first tier for the side of Kingdom Esports.
Evil will probably be able to apply a bit of their evil magic, especially since it is a defensive role from Kingdom Esports. They do have good zoning potential, but one thing that we definitely have from Kingdom is the fact that they have very good wave clear.
Yeah,
they have a lot of fighters.
Gear is actually picking out quite a decent amount of items for himself. Yon is unable to deal with him. Just take a look. Gear just zones out the Yishin Chin for the side of Yon and push him away. But hold on a second. AOG for the side. Powerful catching on to Lozi for now. Aether will be there in the middle of the fight, trying to dash away, but get trapped by the real world manipulation. Sailor goes in the red airstrike as well, trying to zone. Lozi pops to the red vitalis, trying to keep his members stay alive just a little bit longer. Is actually able to work it out. But Yon picking up a double kill for himself already as Kingdom Esports repel the evil from the jungle.
Yon made a very big play coming in there, avoiding almost every single artillery strike that was going towards his side when Sailor popped open with that feathered airstrike.
That's the best case scenario. Thank you, Observer, for pointing that out. The mid lane turret for the side Team Evil is not taken down. So at the very least, Kingdom Esports still have decent amount of real estate to work with. Team Evil once again has to play base defense.
It's kind of scary how Yon managed to avoid every single one of that artillery strikes. It's kind of crazy, especially since that was Sailor's role to play. Kingdom Esports, they drafted this game where they don't exactly have an answer to Evil, but they also, or rather they don't have an answer to that Farsa, but they also identified that the main target of Sailor gotta have to go over to Yon. And I think that Yon have got great confidence in his skills to say that I can dodge and evade every single one of those feathered airstrikes, which is exactly what he did.
Yeah, and don't forget, every time when you Yishin dash, he actually gains some form of CC immunity, and now Yon rides the boat. The Mountain Shocker will land. Gear has to try to drag away. The Glorious Pathway slows down the advantage, but Gear getting covered by the side of Sailor's feathered airstrike. Aether stepping forward, but this time around, he's getting covered out by the side Kingdom Esports. What the real one manipulation catches onto Aether, and that was a powerful, and now Team Evil losing too.
That is great news for the side of Kingdom, with 3 members down from the side of Evil. And the fact that there is no jungler. This is essentially going to be a free Lord after getting a push down in the middle and the bottom.
Yeah. And now it's just back to base defense right here. The Lord is up. Team Evil, they are not ready for this. This Kingdom Esports. This is Kingdom Esports Lord, and they're going to send it down right down to Team Evil's throat, force feeding them with some damage.
We still have to remember that Kingdom Esports, despite how well they're doing with a total of 6,000 gold lead, this amount of lead is starting to get stale. Because 7,000 gold doesn't really mean too much right now, because we are getting diminished returns. Yeah. Evil is starting to get more and more money, and economy doesn't matter anymore.
Okay.
And we have a marksman of Claude on Evil.
But it's all up to this base defense, right? The Flying Cloud hopefully, allows Powerful to get into some good positioning. The Lord will rampage down bot instead. Not going to be in the mid. And that's going to be a little bit awkward for the side Team Evil to defend this, right? They have to go down bot, whereas Kingdom Esports could just push up top instead.
So with the total itemizations for the side of Evil, Claude has got everything. With 12,000 gold, he's fully slotted, and we'll look out for his blazing to do it.
Yeah, taking a bunch of damage right here. Mountain Shocker also activated for the side Kingdom. Sorry, not yet for now. But it is still just touch and go. Team Evil focusing on wave clearing as much as they can. As the Lord marches down bot, it's a 2-wave synced up for the side Kingdom Esports.
They knew that the Lord definitely will take down the bottom lane, but in the meantime, Ven will deal with the Lord as much as possible within the same confines of his lane.
Aether stepping forward this time around, taking too much damage, and also punishment. AOG will be able to land, catches onto Losey and Grand at the same time, but powerful, sacrificing himself as Ven stepping forward. He's actually down low just a little bit, holding on to the base either way. He's not even going to use it. Kingdom Esports clears up all the base turrets for the side of Team Evil.
I would like to believe that he still have got quite a little speed boost, so he can try to go for something right here if he's really forced that hand.
No more, I don't think. Team Evil losing 2 members is actually very dangerous for the side. Sailor for the airstrike, but Kingdom Esports finishing off Team Evil in game number 2, equalizing the score.
Victory!
It's a trample coming in from Kingdom Esports. They took the power that they have gotten from the early stages. They have beefy front lines that even the Claude could not be able to whittle down. No matter how much of a Demon Hunter sword that he has, no matter how much of the attack speed that he has, no matter what he do, he can't possibly be able to just come in and clear out the fight that easily yet.
There's just too many things that, you know, Team Evil needed to do in the later part of the game. Kingdom Esports taking a full advantage on, you know, their slow early game momentum, and they push all the way to the end. They deny Team Evil from snowballing, and that's the Kingdom Esports play style in game number 2.
Honestly, this is a really tough game for Evil, despite the fact that their draft actually looked very bright. Towards the later stages, it's already come to the point whereby the Claude is already popped off. It's already got full and maxed out items, and when it, at that point in time, Sailor still suffering a tad little bit because of the lack of targets. And remember, when it comes down to a artillery mage like Farsa, you gotta have to go for the squishies because you have so little amount of ammunition to work with, and your target gotta have to be a very high octane Yisun Shin.
Yeah, and it's very hard to trap the Yisun Shin, right? Of course, you know, the Feather Airstrike can only do so much, right? You really need powerful to kind of taunt up with the AOG, or even be it the Fredging with the taunt as well, but Yisun Shin is so slippery to catch, right? And so it's really all given over the side of Yon, but also another honorable mention in my opinion, FMM picking up the MVP, truly wonderful as well. The real world manipulation just prevents Team Evil from even stepping in to also engage these fights.
So of course, MVP of the game goes over to the hands of FMM, piloting the year with a total of 4:0:10. Not a single death to his name, with a total of 88% kill participation.
Yeah, it's just a beautiful game coming off of Kingdom Esports, and this is the Yon that we want to see in game number 1, right? And this is actually really good, right? Because usually we expect Yon to be like, okay, I'm really strong in the I really need that momentum to keep going on. And it seems like he's able to recover from game number 1. He knows what he needs to do in game number 2, and he just goes and unleash the beast from within.
And ultimately, this entire lineup for Kingdom Esports, they played in the early stages, it worked out great as long as it is a double fighter lane. And coming into the later stages, it is a lot of shred that you can expect to see from Drinsanity with all of that true damage because of all the embers, all the burning that is applied onto Aether, Powerful, and Gear. They had answers to tanky front lines, they had answers to back lines as well, as long as they're able to deal with Aether or Gear or Powerful.
Yeah, and Gear, to a certain extent, he's actually receiving way too much damage. He has to just get out of there because Drinsanity does true damage. FMM could literally burn. Those are your DPS heroes. Yon comes in to basically just save the day, or be it to just making sure that the damage is really truly felt, and also clean up and also up the damage and try to burst down Sailor, right? And you also start to see, you know, Aether unable to perform on this region. It's because just of the sheer slow amount of slow coming out from the Eve, and also to a certain amount of extent that Xbox was a wonderful counter to what Aether wants to do.
So ultimately, it's pretty fair to say that Evil should have a pretty good amount of damage all across the board from Ven, but it's still, you know, it will still definitely take some time for him to eventually be able to rack them up. So far though, Uranus have got 0% win rate in this lower bracket finals.
Yeah, it's just, I would say that Uranus, this is not really his patch. I feel like even if you go for a Lapu Lapu this time for the side of Team Evil, that's actually okay, because the Lapu Lapu with the damage reduction does help, and also you're not really, you're kind of impervious to the slows, because every time you slash, you're actually moving forward, you're able to just